Did you know the Paris 2024 Olympics are going to be the greenest games ever? They aim to cut their carbon footprint in half compared to past Olympics. It's been 100 years since Paris last hosted the games. The first time was in 1900 and the second was in 1934. But this time around, Paris is going all out to make these games truly unforgettable. So what infrastructure projects and innovative renewable energy solutions have been implemented? Will these green initiatives set a new standard for future games? And who are the individuals behind these ambitious achievements? Let's find out. We can all agree hosting the Olympic Games comes with a huge set of challenges, right? But when you look at the Paris Olympic Games, this is a massive milestone in the city's history. Now, this is not just for the huge athletic feats, but also as proof of some serious planning and design work. One of the biggest challenges for the Olympic Delivery Authority in Paris was figuring out how to estimate costs in an ever-changing global economy. Therefore, they teamed up with Arcadis, the experts who assess the evolving costs of infrastructure and facilities. Despite the many challenges at hand, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, geopolitical tensions, and inflation, they've pulled this off. For instance, they've delivered key infrastructures such as Athletes Village right on schedule. Impressive, right? The Paris 2024 opening ceremony on Friday, July 26 redefined the Olympic experience. Unlike any previous games, the event broke free from the stadium and transformed the heart of the city into a breathtaking stage. For the first time in Olympic history, athletes paraded along the Seine River, while hundreds of thousands of spectators lined the banks, creating an unforgettable spectacle. But what really lit up the night was the performances from world-famous stars like Lady Gaga, Aya Nakamura, and Celine Dion. In the final team relay segment, French and global sports legend Marie-José Pérec and Teddy Riner lit the cauldron, which then soared into the sky, illuminating Paris. And just like that, the Paris 2024 Games were officially open. Paris 2024 is undeniably setting a new gold standard for Olympic sustainability. With a bold target of emitting no more than 1.58 million tons of carbon dioxide, half the footprint of London 2012 or Rio 2016, these games are redefining environmental responsibility in major sporting events. Paris is using the Olympics as a catalyst to accelerate its long-term green initiatives for the city. So how are they planning to hit these ambitious goals? It all comes down to construction, transport, energy, and consumption. One of the coolest moves by Paris 2024's organizers is their focus on renovation and reuse. Instead of going on a construction spree, they've minimized new builds. In fact, 95% of the venues are either existing buildings or temporary structures. One such example is the Stade de France that is serving as the main athletic stadium. Monumentally iconic spots like the Eiffel Tower, Place de la Concorde, and the Palace of Versailles now have scaffolding-based structures to host some of the most important Olympic events. Many of Paris's landmarks have been greatly revitalized. The Grand Palais, revamped by the French studio Châtillon Architects, is hosting fencing and taekwondo events in a truly remarkable backdrop. The strategy chosen by Paris of blending the old with the new saves resources and gives a fresh spin while paying homage to Paris's historic sites, making the Paris City Features the centerpiece of this grand global event. Now let's talk about the city's main artery, the River Seine. In order to prepare the river for the 10-kilometer swimming marathon and the Paralympic swimming events, 1.4 billion euros had to be poured into this project due to the severe pollution from wastewater from homes and industries for almost a century. In the past 20 years, updated infrastructure has slashed wastewater dumping into the river by 90%. Paris also recently finished building the massive underground Austerlitz Basin to store excess rainwater and prevent wastewater from overflowing into the river during heavy rains. However, there has been some last-minute uncertainty. The organizers had warned that if it rains heavily, E. coli levels might spike, and they may have to move the swimming competitions to a backup venue. Despite the triathlon event being delayed, so far the weather seems to cooperate. Another cool initiative of Paris is using low-carbon building materials. When new construction was a must, Paris 2024 did it right. Check out the Aquatic Center, designed by Venhoven CS and Atelier 234. It features a wooden structure and a massive solar array on the roof. And get this, the spectator seating is made from recycled plastic waste. Across all venues, including temporary stands, about 11,000 seats are made from recycled materials. But that's not all. The Olympic Village is an additional construction spotlight. This eco-friendly hub will house 14,250 athletes during the Olympic Games and an additional 8,000 during the Paralympic Games. It was developed with a strong environmental strategy. This ensures that Paris 2024 will host spectacular events and also leave a lasting positive impact on the city's infrastructure and the environment. On top of that, Paris 2024 is getting a lot of attention for using biosourced materials. For example, in the new structures, we've got a trio of hybrid timber and concrete apartment blocks by Brinac and Gonzalez. These structures feature facades lined with loggias and finished with terracotta tiles. Plus, there's a stunning mass timber office building by local architecture studio Dream. They've even gone further, with details like bed bases made from recycled cardboard and street lamps crafted from salvaged building materials to add to the eco-friendly vibe. And there's a geothermal water system. This is designed to eliminate the need for air conditioning, though some Olympic federations are still bringing their own, just in case. These materials are expected to cut the carbon footprint of the buildings by 50% over their lifetimes compared to conventional construction, but there's still more to this sustainability. Have you heard of the cycle lanes? Paris set ambitious targets to optimize mobility to keep transport emissions in check during the Games. So what was their strategy? To use as many city center venues as possible and make biking a major legacy of Paris 2024. They've created a network of over 400 kilometers of cycle lanes linking all the competition venues, including 55 kilometers of newly added routes. And to make biking even more accessible, they've rolled out 3,000 self-service bikes and 10,000 extra bike rack spaces across the venues. Now, this is what we call a green transportation revolution. Also, we can't forget to mention Paris 2024's mobility strategy of extending the metro. The original idea was to ensure all venues are super accessible by public transport. With 15 million visitors expected, this was very crucial. They had huge plans to finish these extensions in time for the Games, but there have been numerous delays. Partly because of COVID-19, most of the proposed lines are not ready yet. However, there is hope. Line 14 has been extended just in time, now connecting Orly Airport to the new Saint-Denis-Pleyel station, designed by the renowned Kengo Kuma and Associates. But it doesn't stop there. Paris 2024 is all about going green for the athletes and their teams. They're rolling out 500 hydrogen-fueled cell cars and buses from Toyota. This is a significant step onward, although experts have raised eyebrows calling this move scientifically misaligned with net zero goals. But there remains a problem. The biggest transport-related sustainability challenge of the high number of people flying in globally. Carbon accounting firm Greenest estimates that aviation emissions for Paris 2024 could hit 837,000 tons of CO2 equivalent. That's more than half the overall carbon budget of 1.58 million tons. And now, let's talk about energy. In this sector, Paris 2024 is also setting the bar high. They plan to power all Olympic venues with 100% renewable electricity and retractable electrical terminals, aiming to save around 13,000 tons of CO2. And this is done by reducing diesel generator use. For example, locations like the Olympic Village and the Aquatic Center are getting a boost from on-site solar and geothermal energy. The best part is that these new grid connections will stay in place after the Games. This will significantly reduce fossil fuel-based energy consumption in Paris long-term. Plus, there's a floating solar power plant on the River Seine, sporting a 400 square meter array of photovoltaic panels, adding even more renewable energy to the mix during the Games. So with all these sustainable goals at hand, who are the individuals pulling all this together? The partners of the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games are the heroes ensuring everything runs smoothly and spectacularly. These partners, like global partners from the IOC's top program and national partners, are essential to turning Paris 2024's ambitious vision into a reality. They're bringing their technical expertise, products, and services to the table. Their combined efforts help provide everything needed for the Games. Moreover, they're rallying their vast networks, including employees, clients, and suppliers, to support the event and drive projects aligned with Paris 2024's legacy and sustainability goals. Each partner adds a special touch to the Games. For instance, Japanese mattress manufacturer Airweave brings their top-notch sleep technology to ensure participants get the best rest possible. Then there's Arena stepping in to provide temporary infrastructure at 13 key competition venues. They're ensuring iconic spots like Stade de France and Paris La Défense Arena are in top shape for the big events. So will these efforts inspire future host cities to follow in Paris's footsteps, or will they set an even higher bar? What do you think the future holds for the Olympic Games? Let us know in the comments below. And please help our channel and make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon. You'll be the first to know about the most incredible projects reshaping our world.